And welcome back to part 10 of What If Jaden Were to Lead a Duel Monsters instead of Yugi. You'll note, based on the title, this is not the Pyramid of Light. I honestly made the decision to not do the Pyramid of Light, really just because there'd be no bearing on the story whatsoever. With Darkside Dimension, there's some bearing on the story. It is the canon end to, or continuation and end to the manga story brought to life. But with Pyramid of Light, it really is like there's no reason for me to be doing that other than for a fight. That's it. So we're actually going to skip right ahead to the Orichalcos arc, the Waking the Dragons arc, and I'm really looking forward to this. Because even though the original Battle City is still probably the best overall season, take out the virtual world stuff. Waking the Dragons, I kind of like even a little more. Darts is just kind of a cooler villain than Merrick. The Orichalcos stuff is very unique. We get to see a lot more updated decks, particularly with Joey. Joey's actually really badass in this arc. You get to see a lot of cool. It's just a really cool. You're going and you're separating from the Egyptian lore, and you're going into the Atlantean lore. That's just really cool. And the three legendary dragons are a cool idea. I'm gonna have some fun doing new cards for Jaden because I gotta create cards with Tamias, assuming they come into play. Because remember, I gave him Slifer at the end of the Strings duel, and he drew it once. He drew Slifer once the entire time he had it from the randomizer against Merrick, and he still didn't play the damn card. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So anyway, we move ahead now. Plus, Jane's ability to summon and see spirits, use the Gentle Darkness, might play off a little differently against the Orichalcos, particularly when going into the Spirit Realm. But first and foremost, we got Rex Raptor and Weevil Underwood trying to steal the Egyptian gods. They run into, his name is it's Greenmo, I believe. One second. It's Gurimo, I think? Yugi versus, Gurimo. Gurimo, that's his name. Yugi versus the Gurimo. The very polite spoken gentleman with the beard and the monocle. I was just rewatching the episode yesterday, preparing for this video. Welcome, Pharaoh. And now the question is this Jaden or is this Yugi or Atem getting involved? I think for the first go around dealing with the Seal of Orichalcos, I think the Pharaoh probably even gets involved a little bit. You better let me handle this, Jaden. There's something off about this guy. All right, I got your back right always, because Jaden being able to use his ability to summon spirits means he can kind of separate himself and Atem at least for a certain amount of time. And so Jaden kind of takes a back seat, at least his spirit does. And when the Orichalcos is played, his spirit gets knocked out. The duel begins, and Jaden start opening hand consists of Elemental Hero Necroshade, Neospace Grand Mold. This was the other reason I was excited, because I get to go with the Neospacian stuff. I'll be honest, Elemental Hero, Common Soul, I'll be honest, I kind of like the Neospacians just a little bit better than the Elemental Heroes. Not because I don't like the Elemental Heroes. I love the Elemental Heroes. I actually think they're a really cool, concept, motif, all that. I just think that what we got from there was cooler. Card Trooper, Elemental Hero Clayman, and Hero Spirit. He starts off by summoning Elemental Hero Clayman in defense mode. He sets defense mode. He sets Hero Spirit face down, and we'll shrink that down. Ooh, yeah. And ends his turn. Gurimo. I'm still figuring out how to pronounce that name probably. Gurimo summons Marauding Cap. In the original, his opening hand was, or opening move was Marauding Captain, Shadow Tamer, and then the Seal of Orichalcos. We do know he has Makiura the Destructor in his hand, though, which has 1600 attack and could get over Clayman. However, he also has Obelisk in his hand. So I do think his overall strategy here is to get out Obelisk. So I think he does go for the Marauding Captain and Shadow Tamer play. And then after it's the Seal of Orichalcos. activating the Seal of Orichalcos. And so, yeah, now you will lose your soul, Pharaoh. But enough of that for right now. It's your move. And so, and it's the Pharaoh's turn. He draws. Neospace. Move that over here. Now, he has a couple cards in his hand right now that could actually be useful. And I think actually his best play here really would be first Girimo would activate his Hidden Soldier Trap, which would allow him to summon out Makiora. So now he's got the 3 creatures on the field. However, and this is the big however here, Atem has Card Trooper in his hand, which has the ability to mill. Technically, it's Excavate in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, but milling 3 cards basically means just remove 3 cards from the top of your deck into the graveyard. And this allows this card to gain 500 for each card. And when it's destroyed, you draw 5 cards. Or draw a card, sorry. Until the end of turn. So this has 19 on check. But he also then plays Common Soul. I'll play Common Soul. Now, if I have a Neospacian in my hand, I can summon it. I can then not equip it. That's not the right term. But let me just enlarge that real quick to remind myself what this. I know exactly this wording is hard. Okay, so special summon it. Select. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't select an elemental hero monster. I think it's any monster, but right now I select a monster on my side of the field. Seal to equip, and along with the elemental hero, or along with the Neospacian, the creature gets an increase in attack equal to the attack of the Neospacian. Was what I was trying to get. Sorry about that. We'll shrink down Clayman just a little bit. So this is Pharaoh's hand right now. But that means a couple things. He attacks. He goes for the attack against because he's got. I don't believe Makiora is a warrior type, if I'm not mistaken. And even if it is, I believe you're supposed to attack Marauding Captain over the other warrior. So Marauding Captain would still be target. So he attacks with his 1700 Clayman against Shadow Tamer, and he goes with his Card Trooper against Marauding Captain. The combined amount of attack that is lost in this is about 700, give or take. Putting him down to 30. Well, what's it, 700? No, it is 600. My apologies, it's 600. So if that puts him down to 3,400. Now Card Trooper does ultimately return to 400, and the Pharaoh ends his turn. Keep in mind, he did not attack with Grand Mole because he wants to keep his Elemental Hero Clayman pumped as possible, and B, Grand Mole is never in danger of combat thanks to its ability. Before damage is ever dealt, it just returns it and the creature that attacked to its hand. Grand Mole is really good. Grand Mole's a really good card. And so then it was Guillermo's attack, or Guillermo. I'm gonna be struggling with this name all day. Gurimo's turn. So he basically draws. This is where he drew Monster Reborn. Still has Obelisk in his hand. I think he would go for the Marauding Captain play. The reason, even though there's no other creature in his hand he can summon, he still has the overwhelming advantage. Now, because public knowledge is not a thing in the anime, however, he first goes with Makiora against Card Trooper. This allows Jaden, allows the Pharaoh to draw 1 card. That card was Polymerization. So he has that in his hand now. And Card Trooper goes bye-bye. And this, unfortunately, takes a giant chunk of damage right out of his life points. So he then goes in, and goes to attack Grand Mole. Unfortunately, he doesn't realize Grand Mole has a special ability. So, and you've activated my Grand Mole's special ability. More damage even calculated. The monster it and the monster it does battle with return to the opponent's hands. And at that point, he's kind of like, son of a bitch. All right, fine. You very clever, but you're only delaying the inevitable. I'll resummon my Marauding Captain. Now, this is very important because he has no other monsters on his hand or on the field. He's also lost some life, and he's stronger than Clayman at this point. So, yeah, he's definitely gonna be playing it safe for the time being on that. And yeah, Machiora is still on the field. So now it is Jaden's, or I keep saying Jaden. Technically, it's Jaden's body right now, but it is a Tem. I'll just keep saying Jaden for the sake of it. Jaden draws, and his draw is Defusion. Not very useful at this moment, but he decides to set it just to be safe. He then basically resummons his Grand Mole once again, because, Grand Mole, better to have it on the field than not have it on the field, that's for certain. And at this point now, he just has to end his turn. It's like, you're only delaying the Ebel. I draw, and I play Card of Sanctity. This lets me draw until I have 6 cards. This helps me as well. His draw is Fifth Hope, which is actually a pretty cool card. Let me enlarge my Fifth Hope, please. I believe, I'm not saying, if you have 5 elemental heroes in your graveyard, shovel them into your deck and then draw 2 cards. Or 3 cards if you have no other cards in the field. So actually, a pretty cool card. He also draws Neospace Air Hummingbird. Another one of my personal things. I actually really liked Air Hummingbird because it can really help you out, especially in a scenario like this where, oh my god, he just drew 6 cards. He has 6 cards in his hand. You gain 500 for each card in their hand. That's a pretty good deal. And last but not least, the good old friend Elemental Hero Neos. Now, that being said, there is a bit of a problem here. I summon my Die Greffer in attack mode, which was a 1700 attack beat stick, which is now a 2200 attack monster. And so what happens here is, Machiora destroys Clayman. Marauding Captain, technically, Machiora, well, either way, actually, no, he wants to go with Die Greffer to get more attack. Machiora attacks Clayman. Clayman, sadly, goes bye-bye. And did I have another card in my hand here? Oh, I did. Sorry, there's one other card he did draw, which was Hero Signal. I just realized, he's got 7 cards in his hand right now. Jaden. But there we go. And then he attacks again. Marauding Captain attacks. Marauding Captain returns to his hand. Grand Mole unfortunately returns to the hand for Jaden, which means now Die Greffer attacks him for 2200 attack. That ain't good. It's like, you get the whole anime. It's over for you, Pharaoh. He only has 100 life points left at this point. It's like, you think, it's not over until the last card is played. Until Jaden kind of chimes in, like, it's not over until the last card is played. You're nothing more than a floating spirit. Why should I be threatened by you? And it's like, perhaps this, and he draws just what he fucking needed. Emergency Call, which will let you bring any elemental hero to your hand. Let's do this, baby. 100 life points left. This was legit. I didn't use any of its 2 remaining freebies, by the way. This was legit how this played out. So he plays Emergency Call, which, one second, get that out of the way, allows him to get an elemental hero in hands. His choice is Elemental Hero Wildheart. I then activate Polymerization from my hand, fusing Necroshade and Wildheart to create Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman, whose effect is he destroys a creature on the field and then resummons a creature from the opponent's grave to replace it. So he destroys Warrior Die Greffer, bringing back Shadow Tamer. But wait, we gotta get rid of Polymerization. But wait, kids, there's more. I activate Necroshade's ability from my graveyard. I'm gonna you're in the hand right now, but we don't need you. From my graveyard. This allows me to special summon any elemental hero from my hand. I summon Elemental Hero Neos! But I'm not done yet. I activate the field spell Neospace. These aren't going to be played at all, so we're just going to get rid of them real quick. Neospace. This gives any Neospace elemental hero Neos or Neospace Infusion monster 500 extra attack points. It also allows me to keep my Neospace Infusions on the battlefield. his attack points go up to 3,000. It's like, 3,000, but I'm not done yet. I still haven't normal summoned yet this turn. And so I summon my Neospace Air Hummingbird. Now, contact fusion! By fusing, wait, he's fusing without pulling. I can even see like Valen and Raphael's like, he's fusing without polymerization? How can he do that? It's gotta be contact fusion. And to summon Elemental Hero Air Neos, which, if you're familiar with what this card does, again, one of my more I only have one actual Neospace Infusion card. It was Flare Neos, which was one of my favorites as well. But design-wise, anyway, this of the like core original 6, I liked this one a lot. Grand Neos, I think it was the Gramble one. I like that one fine. I didn't really like the Dolphin one all that much. Flare Scarab I liked a lot. The Panther one I liked a bit. Glowneos was kind of cool looking too. But anyway, I digress. So if you're not aware what this effect is, let me lay it down for you. So, first off, it's getting 500. All base Neospatian fusions have about 250 attack, which means this is still 3,000. However, its effect is it gains attack equal to the difference in life points from you and your opponent, so long as your opponent has higher life points, which this guy does, which jacks up Air Neos' attack points all the way up to 6,200. He attacks Shadow Tamer for the win. Just boom! I don't know what the name of the attack was. Air Neos! Neospatian Hurricane! And then just boom! Neospatian Hurricane all the way. Yeah, I don't know why. I had so much fun kind of like doing this one. And so the duel ends. Atem's hurt because he was tired out from doing the fight. It's like, here, take Obelisk! Do it for the Orichalcos or something. Yeah, because he ditched Obelisk there. And they run off. It's like, no, come back! Yo, Yami, you're okay. I'll be fine, Jaden. But we've never fought powers like this before. Are you okay, Jaden? It's like, yeah, I'll be okay. Oh, man. And so they're trying to figure out now everything that's going on here, what's happened. And then we get to the last bit, the dream, and then summoning Timaeus, obviously, but meeting Timaeus in the spirit realm. Now, I do think it would be Dark Magician Girl is here, but she's also here with like Elemental Hero Persistentitrix, as well as the Elemental Heroes and Neospatians. Even though Dark Magician Girl is a big part of Yugi's deck in the original, I have a feeling that doesn't mean that she was there only because she was a big part of this deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be Persistentitrix instead of Dark Magician Girl. Dark Magician is a spirit just like the rest of them. So I do believe that you will see her. Think words here. I do think you'll see the other the elemental heroes there, but she'll be kind of like leading the pack a little bit. And it's like, what is this place? It's a spirit realm. Oh, hey, Wing Kariba. And it's like, we need your help more than ever, Pharaoh. And you, Jaden, who calls the spirits, is like the calls the spirits. You don't, because I imagine they would know who Jaden. That's a big thing. They would know who Jaden is because he is the reincarnation actually of the Supreme King, not the Pharaoh. Which really, when you think about combining their powers together, that would be pretty impressive. But the darkness is coming, and is feeling even greater darkness. And you must release Timaeus now. And then, just as Jaden's about to, he does hear the voice, Jaden, don't go. And says, go now. And they pull it out. Yeah, this is where Yubel is starting to show up a bit more because she is still a dual spirit. She's a very powerful dual spirit. So Spirit Realm might actually be where she is able to come alive the most. And we will talk about that later. The Orichalcos I actually think is counterintuitive to Yubel because she wouldn't be getting any of the souls in that. There's no way she's aligned with darts. She might be siphoning some of that energy off, but ultimately she's just trying to get back to her level of power, if you will. And so Timaeus is summoned, part of Jaden's deck now, at least for season. And, he summons it, blasts the weird creature, Orichalcos creature, that I still don't know what that was. And all's well that ends well. We would fast forward mostly at this point through like Kaiba's encounter with the fake Pegasus and oh god, what was his name? Alistair? I think it was Alistair. The Joy Mai duel, and you would get all the way up to the Jaden or Raphael duel. So yeah, that's where we'd leave off here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And we're in the Waking the Dragons arc, which really, when you break it down, is going to give us one. I don't know who's winning the Raphael Jaden duel yet. Keep that in mind. Although, either way, there's probably going to be. Well, no, there's going to be that duel, the Weevil duel, regardless if Jaden wins or not. Then you'll have the rematch duel with Raphael, which I think, because of what Raphael was trying to do, if he tries to do it again, spoilers, it's not going to work this time. I think Jaden will be able to override the Pharaoh a bit. At least I think. I might change my mind on that. And even so, even if the Pharaoh does play it, it's a very different deck Jaden plays, so he very well might still win the duel. And then the Jarts fight. So we got like 4 more episodes of the Waking the Dragon arc to go with, maybe, plus 1 extra. But I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you folks later.